Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving headfirst into a really fascinating digital product called the StoryCraft Kids AI system. We're going to look at its true value and, yeah, we'll uncover some hidden costs too. So, whether you're a totally exhausted parent, an aunt, uncle, or a grandparent, you've probably been tempted by this, right? The promise of AI swooping in to solve one of life's most relentless daily challenges. But we really need to figure out, is this a genuine bedtime breakthrough or just a really clever marketing mirage? If you have kids, you know this exact totally universal scenario. It's 8:47 p.m. The teeth are finally brushed, pajamas are mostly on, and then the inevitable negotiation hits. Just one more story, please. Your brain is completely fried for the day. The thought of reading that exact same board book for the 40th time, it feels like a Herculean task. You're running on fumes, they're somehow wide awake, and you desperately just need a solution. So here's our roadmap for this explainer. First, we'll look at the bedtime problem. Then, what is StoryCraft Kids? Followed by how it actually works. After that, we'll hit the true cost revealed, reading the fine print, and wrap it all up with the final verdict. Let's get right into it. Starting off with Section 1, the bedtime problem, and what we call the AI imagination gap. Because honestly, you've probably already tried using AI to fix this, right? You pop open a free AI, type in, "Tell my kid a bedtime story," and what do you get? Generic AI mush. It's that same beige, forgettable princess meets dragon filler that literally everyone gets. And trust me, your kid knows it. They look at you like you just offered them plain toast for dessert. But what we actually want as parents are custom legends, highly personalized tales where your child's actual day is turned into something mythic. The thing is, the AI itself isn't the problem. It's a brilliant author. The problem is actually the ask, the prompt you give it. It just doesn't know your specific kid. Which brings us to part 2. What exactly is StoryCraft Kids? They pitch it as the $17 solution. Right off the bat, let's look at the core offer. For $17, you are not getting some magic robot app that reads to your child. What you're actually buying is 346 personalized bedtime story prompts. That's the product. It's a massive library of prompts designed to work perfectly with the free versions of ChatGPT, Claude, and Gemini. So what literally arrives in your inbox after checkout? You get those 346 prompts, and they're organized into 10 distinct storytelling engines. For instance, one engine turns the AI into a character in the story, while another lets your child steer the plot. You also get a prompt picker web app, 10 fully finished sample stories that you can read tonight without even touching AI, and 10 illustrated covers. That's the whole shebang. It's a prompt library and an organizational tool. It is not an automated app that does the reading for you. Moving on to part 3, how it actually works. Let's completely demystify this process. Let's look at the literal, honest workflow here to see if it actually saves you time. Step 1, you unbox the files, pick your engine. That takes maybe 5 minutes your first time. Step 2 is personalizing the prompt in the included app, which genuinely takes about 30 seconds. Step 3, you copy that prompt, paste it into your free AI chatbot, and wait maybe a minute or two for it to generate. And step 4, the best part, you actually sit down and read the story to your kid. So when you add it up, you are trading about 2 minutes of active copy-pasting work to get a highly customized story right before the reading even begins. In action, this prompt picker app is just a really simple browser-based interface. You type in your child's name, their age, a favorite toy, maybe even a current fear they're dealing with, like the dark or thunder. You select the mood, and boom, the app instantly structures a highly sophisticated prompt that's ready to be pasted right into ChatGPT, Claude, or Gemini. It basically bridges that gap between your totally tired end-of-day brain and the AI's need for a really clear blueprint. Okay, but before you pull out your credit card, let's hit part 4, the true cost revealed. We have to deconstruct the sales funnel. Because that $17 price tag, that is just the beginning of the journey. You might start with that super approachable entry price, but almost immediately you're hit with an upsell for $137. This product uses a classic tiered digital marketing funnel. Once you buy the initial offer, you are going to be presented with a whole sequence of much more expensive upgrades before you can even access your purchase. Let's meticulously break this entire funnel down, tier by tier, so you know exactly what's coming. The FE, or front end, is that $17. But then you hit the OTOs, the one-time offers. OTO 1 adds 728 more prompts for $27. OTO 2 is a combination-based story engine for $67. OTO 3 is a print and bind studio for $37, and OTO 4 is an audio narration app for $27. Finally, OTO 5 is an agency PLR license for $137, which basically lets you rebrand and resell the product as your own. If you bought absolutely everything, this $17 product actually snowballs into a $312 investment. Now, do you need to buy all of this to get value? Absolutely not, but you are going to be pitched it for sure. One quick thing to flag here. During the checkout flow, you might see a seventh item pop up called Make Novel AI Starter for $15. We're pointing this out just to be completely impartial. It's an entirely unrelated third-party product that gets sneaked into the checkout. It is not part of the StoryCraft Kids suite. So just keep an eye out to make sure you don't accidentally buy it, thinking it's some essential upgrade. But let's say you ignore all the upsells and just do the math on this $17 base product. You're getting 346 prompts. That breaks down to literally less than 5 cents, about 4.9 cents per story. When you think about how personalized printed children's books on Etsy sell for, $25 to $60, the genuine cost per use value of this front-end product is actually incredibly low. Which brings us to Section 5, reading the fine print. Buyer beware. Because at that cheap price point, you really need to know the terms and conditions. The vendor's policy is incredibly strict. To quote them directly, due to the instant access nature of digital products, all sales are final. I want to slow down and highlight this because it's a very real financial risk. There is absolutely no 30-day money-back guarantee, no trial window. If you buy it, you own it, end of story. You have to totally rely on their demo and sample materials to make your decision because there is no safety net once you hit checkout. And there are a few other key facts you should know. First off, this product has 0 independent user reviews. Why? Because it literally just launched in July 2026. Second, the creator's track record is primarily as an affiliate reviewer of other people's products, not really a long-standing vendor of their own stuff. Third, you absolutely must have access to a free AI account. This product does nothing on its own without ChatGPT, Claude, or Gemini. And lastly, that $17 base price, that is for personal use only. If you want to resell these stories or the prompts, you have to shell out for that $137 agency tier. All right, we've laid all the cards on the table. Let's move to Section 6, the final verdict. Pros versus cons. On the pro side, it is undeniably cheap per story, and it works perfectly with the free AI tools you probably already have. Plus, having those 10 structured engines means you're getting genuine variety, not just slightly tweaked versions of the exact same prompt. But on the con side, it requires manual copy-pasting every single night, there is a strict 0 refund policy, and since it's a brand new launch, there is absolutely 0 long-term user feedback to back it up. So it all comes down to one final question for you. Is trading 2 minutes of active copy-pasting every night worth delivering legendary, highly personalized bedtime stories to your kids? It definitely replaces that blank, frustrating AI chat box with a structured, tested system. But it demands your time and has absolutely no return policy. I really hope this explainer gave you the clear, structured insight you need to decide if this actually fits into your family's nightly routine. Thanks so much.